Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Lord of the Rings, War in the North. Ja, wir haben den Boss besiegt und ja, sprechen noch mit Luin.
At least Kiloring is at rest now, but I'm concerned for your well-being.
First Black Riders, now Barrow-wights. This is more than men should have to contend with. But where there is life, there is hope. Thanks for your concern, but I will be all right. I owe it to those who have fallen to go on as best I may.
We have gathered many rich treasures from this tomb. You are entitled to a share of them.
Thanks, but it would only serve to remind me of all of this. You keep what you have won.
You have been through a terrible ordeal. Perhaps you should come with us to Rivendell. Or we could take you to Bree. It is not far.
No, I feel my strength returning. I'll soon be myself again. And then I will bear Kiloran's body away from these tainted tombs. He should be buried with the rest of his brothers who fell at Sarnford.
That would be fitting. I hope he will rest in peace. Farewell, Luin.
Ja. Damit hätten wir das hier auch alles abgeschlossen. Ich mache jetzt hier nochmal so ein paar Truhen und Fässer auf, beziehungsweise halt, naja, eher Krüge und Gefäße, die hier so rumstehen. Und dann gibt es ja noch so ein bisschen was zu looten. Ja. Kann man mal machen, ne? Ich meine, bei Diablo 3 und Co. hackt man ja auch jede Truhe kaputt und wie man so findet. Auch wenn ich muss sagen, hier sind die nicht sehr ergiebig. Also da ist oft sehr wenig drin. Also jetzt hier zum Beispiel 6 Münzen, deswegen, na, ich lasse den Rest da jetzt einfach stehen. Und wir gehen einfach mal weiter. Ich glaube, jetzt geht es dann auch noch direkt nach Bruchtal, wenn wir jetzt hier durchgehen. Continue. Ja, da sind wir in Bruchtal. Und hier treffen wir sehr viele Charaktere aus der Hauptstory. Das ist auf jeden Fall sehr, sehr cool.
Andriel, welcome home. My sons informed us of your actions at Fornost. Such courage and resolve brings great honor to our household.
I am grateful for what you did at Fornost. If Agandaur's forces had joined in the hunt, there is little chance that I and my charges would have made it here to safety.
I am pleased to have been of service, and more so to see you here alive and well. Although, I remain curious about this halfling you were seeking.
I think it is time we told our newfound friends what they have gotten themselves into.
I believe I have begun to glimpse the truth, yet I would gladly hear your explanation, Mithrandir.
You have more than earned such an explanation. Tell me, what do you know of Isildur's Bane?
Isildur's Bane? That is another name for the Ring of Power.
Quite right. The Ring of Power. The One Ring. The ruling ring. After lying lost and nearly forgotten for centuries, Sauron's ring has once again been found.
The Hobbit? The one Aragorn rescued. He holds the Ring of Power?
I see now how close we came to utter ruin. But what is to become of the ring now that it is safe in Imladris?
There is no safe resting place for the ring. Not even here in Imladris. It is a danger to all who come near to it. There is only one course left to us. The ring must be destroyed.
To do so, the ring will need to be cast into the same fires from which it was forged. Those of Mount Doom, in the land of Mordor. The Hobbit, Frodo Baggins, has agreed to take it there.
Surely you don't intend to send him there alone?
No, certainly not. A fellowship will be formed. A fellowship of 9. 9 walkers set against Sauron's 9 Black Riders. Among this fellowship will be representatives of all the free peoples of the world. Elves, dwarves, and men. Aragorn and I will both be going.
What may we do to assist your fellowship?
The Nazgul and Agandaur are dire threats. We must learn all we can of their movements before the Fellowship is to depart. Scouts will be sent out in every direction to scour the lands around Rivendell. Your aid in this would be of great service to our cause.
Very well. Where should we start?
Agendaur is our chief concern. Although the Nazgul are powerful foes, our mission here in the north is abundantly clear. We can only guess what Agendaur may be planning, or where he went after he escaped from you.
I suspect he may be planning to move against us here. Sauron's hatred of the elves is very great, and he does not forget the hand we played in his defeat during the War of the Last Alliance.
If it is strength he wants, he may well find it among the Ettenmoors.
I know little of the Ettenmoors. What can you tell me of this place?
The Ettenmoors are a spur of the Misty Mountains, lying almost directly north of Rivendell. It is a wild region of very rugged terrain, home to many trolls and giants.
I myself was in the Ettenmoors but days ago. I saw no sign of Agendaur's presence, but neither did I encounter trolls. That fact alone is troubling. It could be that they are gathering in force, somewhere among the moors.
We will travel to the Ettenmoors. If the enemy is active there, we will know of it.
From what I have heard of you, from Aragorn and Elrond's sons, I expected no less. Still, you have had a long road and hard fighting to get this far. Take what time you need to rest and recover before you set out. The Ettenmoors are a dangerous place for the unprepared.
The hospitality of my house is yours, for as long as you wish.
Ja, dann nehmen wir diese Gastfreundschaft doch auf jeden Fall an. Ja, wir sind im Bruchtal und hier, wie gesagt, trifft man sehr viele Charaktere aus der eigentlichen Hauptstory. Aus der Hauptgeschichte von der Herr der Ringe. Und ich glaube, ja, da hinten zum Beispiel. Beziehungsweise, ja, einmal da, ja. Und hier sitzt auf jeden Fall, aber das sehen wir gleich noch, wer da alles so steht und sitzt und sonst was. Hier sehen wir jetzt auf jeden Fall Bilbo. Ja, mit dem werden wir auch gleich mal sprechen.
Hello there, Andriel. It's good to see you back safe and sound. I've heard all about what you and your friends did to help my Frodo and the Dúnadan reach Rivendell safely. Oh, you'll have to tell me all about it one of these days so I can write it all down properly.
Bilbo Baggins, a pleasure to see you again. Have you been keeping well?
Oh, well enough, thank you. A bit sleepy, to tell the truth. It does make it difficult to get on with my writing. But naps are so pleasant here.
Can you tell me how Frodo came to be in possession of the Ring of Power?
Well, yes, that was through me, I'm afraid. I found the ring by happenstance while lost beneath the roots of the Misty Mountains. I won it. That is to say, I took it from the creature Gollum. Of course, I did not know the full story of the ring until only a few days ago. I thought it was merely a magical bauble with the power to make the wearer invisible. I only used it to avoid unwelcome visitors. Imagine that old ring of mine causing such a fuss. I would gladly take charge of it again if that would help. Oh yes, gladly. Yes. You know, I think it would be best if we discussed something else.
So you have been keeping up with your writing. What is it you are working on now?
Oh, a little of this and a little of that. History, my past adventures, family trees. I've even begun a book of translations from the Elvish. Although lately I've been working on poetry mostly. Say, maybe you could help me with that. I'm writing a poem for Aragorn and I'm a bit stuck on a line or two.
Is that so? Well then, let me hear what you have.
Very well, very well. The verse that's giving me trouble runs like this. The light from the west is rekindled. Forth from Imladris it springs. Renewed is the hope that has dwindled.
The light from the west is rekindled. Forth from Imladris it springs. Renewed is the hope that has dwindled. To challenge the Lord of the Rings.
Hey now, that's not bad. No, maybe I can work with that. You missed your calling, my friend. perhaps you should put down your weapons and take up a pen.
I hope the day will come again when we concern ourselves solely with music and poetry, but I fear that day is still far off.
Oh, I'm afraid you're right, but since these old hands are not much use with the sword, I'll just keep on with the pen. Though I'll need some help. Perhaps you could show this to the Lady Arwen. She has her people's gift with words, and this touches her deeply after all.
I will take it to her.
Ah, thanks very much. Be sure to give her my compliments, won't you?
Happily. Farewell for now, Bilbo.
Ja, eine kleine Nebenquest. Wir sollen Bilbo bei diesem Reim helfen, beziehungsweise haben ihm geholfen, sollen das jetzt noch der Lady Arwen präsentieren, die hier oben steht. Ja, und vom Stil und Aussehen ist das natürlich alles an die Filme angelehnt. Ich meine, klar, sonst hat man ja noch kaum eine Visualisierung von Herr der Ringe gesehen, außer den Zeichentrick und so, den es da gibt.
Andriel, my Govanen, it is good to see you safely returned. I am told you passed through many dangers to bring us warning of a new threat facing these lands. Estelle speaks highly of you, and my brothers praised the courage you showed at Bornost. I thank you for the part you played in their safe return as well. Rest now a while in the peace of Imladris. It is long since we sat and spoke of herb lore and other gentle arts.
It is a matter of the gentle arts that I bring to you. I have been speaking with Bilbo.
Say no more. I thought our people had a passion for poetry, but this hobbit may yet put us to shame.
He has put me to shame, to be sure. Not all elves have the gift of verse. He asks for your opinion and advice, for he says the subject is a matter very close to your heart.
Then I would guess it is another poem in honor of Estelle. Leave it with me, Andriel. I will give it some thought and answer him myself.
Bilbo will be pleased, I am sure. I would that I had more time for such arts, but Elrond is in need of my skills, and I fear I must leave for the Ettenmoors as soon as may be.
Then I will not keep you, but perhaps we may be of service to one another. Your journey may solve a problem that has perplexed me. I am helping my father create a quantity of Miraval, and we may fall short of certain rare ingredients which can be found in the Ettenmoors.
In all my years at Imladris, only once have I tasted the fragrant cordial Miraval. I remember how it renewed my heart and gave me fresh strength.
Yes, it is difficult to create and therefore precious. If I gave you a list of the ingredients, perhaps you could bring them back from the Ettenmoors. I will set aside a flask for your own use when we have brewed it.
You are generous, lady. I will seek them out for you and return with them once my mission is completed.
Ja. Miraval, das ist, glaube ich, ein Elixier. Kann man ja daraus schließen, was die Elben brauen. Was das genau macht, weiß ich nicht. Ich weiß nur, dass es eine Questbelohnung ist, die man sich auf jeden Fall nicht entgehen lassen sollte. Hier haben wir noch Legolas. Aber wir gucken erstmal nochmal kurz ins Questlog. Und sehen, dass ich noch viele Quests zu offen habe. So, da unten haben wir Miraval. Und da sehe ich gerade, dass wir dieses eine Grab nicht geklärt haben. Und das sind die Zutaten, die wir brauchen. Die finden wir dann im nächsten Gebiet, sollten wir die eigentlich alle finden. Und hier haben wir Legolas.
Ah, here is something I have not seen in many a long year. An elf in Imladris I do not know. Welcome, friend. I am Andriel.
Greetings, lady. I am Legolas, son of King Thranduil of the Woodland Realm in Mirkwood.
Your pardon. I did not know I addressed a prince.
Yes, a prince. But please, there's no need to stand on formalities. We of Mirkwood seldom do.
I am pleased to welcome one of our kin from the Woodland Realm. We so seldom have the opportunity to greet our far-flung kin.
And for my part, I'm happy to see Imladris, of which I've heard so much. But travel between your home and mine becomes yearly more hazardous.
Let us hope that will change, for I would like to visit the Woodland Realm one day.
I would be delighted to welcome you, and to show you the wonders of our forest home. Sadly, I think that day must be delayed for some time.
Tell me about Mirkwood.
Mirkwood is the greatest woodland in all of Middle-earth. It was called Greenwood the Great, before the shadow of Sauron fell over it. In ages past, it was a place of great beauty, but now it is filled with darkness and dread, save only in the north where my father's realm is maintained.
What brought you on such a long and perilous journey?
Unpleasant business. My father sent me to report the escape of Gollum, a creature Aragorn had entrusted to our care.
What can you tell me about this Gollum?
A pathetic creature who long held the Ring of Power. The evil of the ring has left him twisted and tormented. His only thought is to recover what was taken from him.
How did Gollum escape your guard?
Not from a lack of watchfulness, but perhaps from too much kindness. We occasionally allowed Gollum to go about the wood on the close guard. But on one of these ventures, the guards were attacked by orcs from Dol Guldur. In the confusion, Gollum escaped. We followed his tracks southward for many leagues, until it drew near to Dol Guldur. There, it became too dangerous to pursue him any further.
What is this place, Dol Guldur?
A stronghold of the enemy in the south of Mirkwood. It was once the dwelling of the Dark Lord, until he was driven out in the year of the Dragon's Fall. But it has once again become a place of great evil. All the darkness that besets Mirkwood has its source in Dol Guldur.
Will you be departing for your home soon?
No. I have been chosen to represent elvenkind among the Company of the Ring. I will be accompanying the halfling, Frodo Baggins, on his journey south.
I wonder why it is that with so many elves in his own household to consider, Elrond chose to make you a member of the Fellowship.
I asked for the privilege, and Elrond did not refuse me. I feel he may have been relieved not to lose any of his household to this quest. He will have need of all his strength, should the enemy move against Imladris.
I am curious why you would volunteer for this.
Partially to make amends for the loss of Gollum, but more so because this will be the final chapter in our long struggle against the darkness. And I wish to have a hand in our final victory. Or at least, to stand in the forefront of our last act of defiance.
May Elbereth guide you in the days ahead, Legolas.
And you as well, Andriel.
Ja, das ist Legolas. Die Gespräche sind auf jeden Fall nicht schlecht. Da erfährt man nochmal so ein bisschen mehr Background. So, da links ist der Schmied. Ja, zu dem können wir auch mal gehen. Der hat nämlich auch noch eine Nebenquest für uns.
Andriel, I thought I might see you ere long. Imladris is filled with tales of your exploits. I believe Lindir has even begun a song about them. But while battles can build a heroic reputation, they also break down equipment. You have need of my services.
Ja, reparieren können wir auch mal, wenn wir schon mal da sind. Und eigentlich sollte der noch eine Quest für uns haben.
Andriel,
Ja, jetzt überspringen wir mal. What are you making? Genau.
What task is before you now, Angmir?
My fellow smiths and I are preparing for a great work. Soon we will be called upon to reforge the legendary sword Narsil. In the meantime, I've been sharpening my skills by practicing the art of imbuing gemstones.
By imbuing, you mean the process of binding powers and virtues to an object?
Yes, clearly you have a good understanding of this art. As you know, gemstones are very strong vessels for this process. Sadly, appropriate gemstones have become difficult to find. The growing trouble throughout the land keeps travelers away, and our own people are staying closer to home.
Perhaps I can help you with that. I will be traveling soon.
I would be pleased to have your help. I will provide you with a list of the types of gemstones that are of the greatest value to me. If you collect the stones, I am certain I could create something that you would find useful. But to be of use, the gemstones must be of the highest quality. Fortunately, we have as a guest a dwarf of the Lonely Mountain. Glóin is his name, and he is skilled in the appraisal of gems of all sorts. Once you have gathered the stones, allow him to examine them. He'll know if they are suitable.
I must be going, Angmir.
Ja, genau. Dann müssen wir noch diese ganzen Edelsteine sammeln. Und hier sind auch noch weitere Charaktere, die man so treffen kann. Hier links steht zum Beispiel Glóin. Gloin taucht ja in der Hobbit auf, ist ein Gefährte da von Bilbo. Dann steht hier hinten noch Gimli. Ja, das müsste doch das Gimli, genau. Dann da rechts habt ihr vielleicht gesehen, im Augenwinkel war noch Frodo. Und hier stehen noch Eladan und Elro hier. Und genau. Wir werden auf jeden Fall noch ein paar Gespräche machen. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob noch alle, aber ein paar noch, bevor wir uns wieder in die Action stürzen. Ansonsten würde ich dann jetzt mal sagen, ja, mache ich an dieser Stelle mal einen kleinen Cut und wir sehen uns dann im nächsten Part wieder bei Herr der Ringe. Bis dahin, tschüss!